Hello, y'all. I am sorry I'm a little bit late. So my Wi-Fi was having issues because one of my roommates, he like put boxes in front of it and it kind of got, whatchamacallit, something, like one of the plugs got loose for the Wi-Fi. So yeah, we're a little bit late today. But anyway, hello, y'all. How are y'all doing today? How is everybody? How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? It's been like a whole entire thing. This, like, this thing is like washing me out in yellow. Let me see if I can change it. Hold on. No? Is it a little bit more cool? Do I want to keep it neutral? I guess we can just keep it neutral today, but it's just is way too much yellow. Hello, y'all. How is everybody? Hey, Lana. I don't have StreamYard up today because I'm waiting to get the microphone for my iPad because it was like a little bit of an issue with the sound last week. So sorry that I can't put up everybody's comments for today, but it's because I'm not using StreamYard. I don't know why TikTok. I don't know why YouTube doesn't just do that feature. I'm just saying. Also, because I don't have my computer working, because you guys know my computer like screen is messed up. Because of that, I thought in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pull the tarot for this, the astrology chart for this week, right? And then I realized, I was like, wait, how am I gonna pull it up if I'm using every single technology that I have to basically be on be on. So I can't pull the charts up and go over them with you guys today. I'm sorry about that. But we are about to go into Leo season, so we can talk about that in a little bit. But hello everybody. Hi, how is everybody? Hello. Yeah, so it's kind of a thing. I can't pull up your comments yet, but I am going to be getting the mic soon, so stay tuned for that, and then you guys will get the sound. The reason why you guys can hear me better today is because I am streaming from my phone on this one, my main phone. Then I have my business phone over here, and then I got my iPad over here on TikTok. So it's like a bouncy bounce. That's basically where we're at. So yeah, how is everybody? This is the last week of Cancer season, y'all. Last week of Cancer season. How are y'all doing? How is everything? Okay. How is life? Let me get my tamarindo juice. I have a couple of videos going up, and I have a couple of readings going up as well. So if you're waiting for a link from me, you will be getting it hopefully today if YouTube allows. But there's a couple of videos that are going up. Also, yes, we are at 10K. We have hit 10,000 followers on YouTube, y'all. Oh my God. You know what's crazy though? You guys want to know what's really crazy? I hit 33,000 plus something on TikTok, and it almost felt like, it feels weird every time I log into that app and I'm looking at the number and I'm like, it was too easy. It felt too easy because I was just making content, and then I think the TikTok algorithm is just better than the Instagram one and then the YouTube one, because it took me like a whole entire almost 4 years or 3 to 4 years to build my YouTube to 10,000, and it feels like such an accomplishment. I was just like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Thank you guys for following me. I'm so excited for all of the love and support. And then meanwhile, I'm looking at TikTok and I'm like, how did that happen? It felt like it was too fast. You know, when something feels like it's too fast, that's what it felt like. It felt like way too fast. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support. I promise there's a lot of amazing content coming soon because I am working on a lot of stuff for you guys, and the videos is gonna be lit. One of the videos that is uploading right now that hopefully I can get up tonight for you guys if YouTube allows, because sometimes YouTube wants to take 3 days to process a video. I ain't even joking. If YouTube allows, you guys will be getting the bone powder video tonight, because I wanted to show you guys how I did my bone powder, because you guys know I did the bone process, processing the bones. So you guys got that video. So I figured, I was like, let me just show them how to do my bone powder recipe, which is very, very easy. But it just takes time. It takes time though. I got some tamarindo juice, or you see, I don't know why, but in some Mexican restaurants, they call it like the agua fresca, right? But in some Mexican restaurants, it's more like watery. Like it's almost like a hint of tamarindo. And then for some reason, the one that I got this one from, it's just like full blown tamarindo juice, and I'm just living for it. It just reminds me of the island. Y'all, I feel like that, I don't know if everybody in here has TikTok, but I feel like I've been feeling like that TikTok sound where I can't remember who did it, but they're like, I'm an island girl, we don't speak English. That's what I feel like every single time. I'm just like, I just want to go back to the island, y'all. Take me back to Puerto Rico. Just put me on a flight. We'll do lives from the woods. We'll do lives from the forest. Anyway, so let's get started on the messages for this week. So I am sorry that we're not going to get to cover the forecast astrologically speaking. It's only because I don't have my computer. But yeah, but we can talk about the last week, the last bits of energy as far as this week goes, because this week is really something else. I did do the full moon in Aquarius breakdown for you guys. Is on my YouTube for those who want to go ahead and check that out. I do a spell guide, and I break down the additional tarot messages, and I look at the chart for you guys, and then we kind of break down, and I, you know, suggest on things that you can do for spell work when it comes to the upcoming full moon. So definitely check that out on my YouTube if you would like to. But this week, this is the last week of Cancer season, y'all. I feel like Cancer season, it's so interesting. Gemini season goes like this. It's like, and I've said this before, Gemini energy moves really, really quickly. Cancer season though, it like drags a little bit. Like it takes a second to get moving. And so I feel like once the Leo season full blown comes in, because right now we do have a good amount of planets in Leo. There's a lot of like Leo energy. So we do have that, but there's this kind of, there's a little bit of a rush. There's a little bit of a kind of slow coming out of the water. It's almost like the feeling of when you're in the ocean just swimming, and then you have to come out because, you know, it's like getting dark, you want to go home, you gotta take a shower and just kind of relax. So you're kind of coming out of the water and you're walking out of the water, and it's almost like the water is kind of almost dragging you, and your feet are getting pushed in, and the sand is kind of making a little bit of a hole, and you're kind of trying to climb out, but it almost feels like you're walking in mud a little bit. That's literally what this week that's literally what this week is gonna feel like. Okay, I'm just giving you guys a heads up. The other thing about Cancer season is that even though Cancer, the cardinal signs, bring in these seasons, because that's what it does, so it brought, you know, summertime, it didn't feel like summer the whole entire Cancer season. It felt like it was spring because there was so much rain, there was so much, it's almost like the energy of the sun wasn't as present. And I'm hoping and praying that Leo season is more like we get the sun a little bit more, because Leo season is usually like a very sunny and like beautiful time. But y'all, July was something else, and it definitely had this kind of layered energy of kind of just floating in the water, kind of coming in and up, coming down, swimming a little bit, getting a little bit scared, coming back up. It was a lot emotionally, but I'm glad that we got to go through it. One of the things that I am going to do though is I am going to do that remember the exercise that we did with the water? I am going to make a separate video about that, just so you guys can access it without having to go look at the lives, because the thing about that is that we do a live every single week, so eventually you'll forget which live it was that it was in, and I want you guys to have like that separate video for it. So I'm going to do that for you guys, so that way you guys can have access to that. For Lana, you said it feels like summertime to you. I mean, honestly, it might just be because for me, I have Cancer in the 12th house, so I don't full blown come out like the sun is out until, like, you know, it's Leo season, because I'm a Leo rising. So it could just be like that for me, but I need to go to the beach. I keep telling babe, I'm like, I haven't been to the beach since Puerto Rico, y'all. I've been back for a month and I haven't been to the beach since Puerto Rico. it's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be this. It's not gonna equate, you know. But it's, I haven't been to it since Puerto Rico. It's crazy. So yeah, it's like layers. It's layers of a lot of like emotional process that's been happening for the past couple of weeks. But I'm glad that everybody, you know, you guys are in a good place right now. So let's talk about the weekly energies. Let's see what's coming up for this week. What is coming up collectively as Cancer season ends and we move into Leo season? What is coming up collectively? What do we need to know? Okay. What do we need to... Okay. All right. This is already starting. Okay. What do we need to know collectively? What do we need to know? Okay. Y'all, I'm getting attacked by tarot cards. Okay, so bottom of the deck. Hold on, because this one goes a little bit far. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Seven of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and the Death card. The death card. There's definitely a lot of things underlining, because you guys know I look at the bottom of the deck for the underlining messages specifically. There's definitely a lot of things going on. There's definitely a lot of people moving funny too. You see how this is just like hilariously in the middle of the... It's a lot of people moving a little bit funny right now, and that the exposure to that will start coming out during Leo season, because you can't really hide underneath the sun. Now, the cards for the week. Literally everything came up in reverse except for one card. So we have the Page of Cups, the Moon, the Four of Wands. Okay? The Five of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Two of Swords upright. This is a lot of reversal energy. First and foremost, let's start with this, because this is a whole entire conundrum. Now, when it comes to the Page of Cups, you guys know that this card, and obviously this card because the Moon is a card of Pisces, these two cards are very similar to me, especially this one, because this one is the card, to me, it's the card of Pisces. It's a very Piscean energy, it's a very gentle energy, it's a very innocent, emotional energy, and it's coming up in reverse, and it's a really talking about something, some truths coming to light, something's coming to the, like, rising up to the surface and exposing through emotion. It's like an exposing and a breakthrough happening emotionally, where it's almost kind of like if the process wouldn't have happened, if we wouldn't have seen the true intentions, if we wouldn't have actually gotten to understand or process even the small, it's almost like a micro aggression, like things happening, like small, like hints, like you being around someone and they just kind of acting a little bit funny, but in order to pick up those subtleties, you have to like pay close attention to why like what's going on, like why are they moving funny, why are they acting like this, why are they saying this, why are they like like what, why I don't know. It's like it's like a very, it feels like it has a malicious kind of thing about it. There's almost kind of like the actual intention, whether or not it was positive or whether or not the situation itself came up in a positive way. There's just this kind of like, but you were hiding though. You were hiding this. You were trying to hide the truth. And so now it has come up and now it has caused a disturbance to it collectively, because the Four of Wands is one of the best cards in tarot, to be honest. And the Four of Wands really speaks to a celebration, really speaks to a kind of moment of like, it's a moment of greatness, it's a moment of peace, it's a moment of balance, it's a moment of not only your duality within yourself and your own reflections with spirit and with the universe, but also somebody else's. There's two people in this card, y'all. Obviously there's people in the background too, but there's two people in this card. It's like, this is the card of it takes two to tango. Okay, if you want to tango, if you want to be happy and do this together, we can totally do this. If you don't, then this is an issue. So there's this kind of layer of disappointment. There's a layer of not being able to achieve, or having the opportunity being taken away because of the lie itself, because of somebody tried it. Somebody really tried it. I feel like there's, when it comes to the collective, when it comes to connecting with others, when it comes to almost like confronting someone or approaching someone and saying, hey, like, can we talk? You've been kind of acting a little bit weird, like in this time and this time and this time, and I just want to know what's going on. Like, even just like confronting that, it's going to cause, this week, it's going to cause for a moment of genuine frustration, and it's going to kind of break a dream a little bit. Like, it feels like, it feels like a loss. It feels like a loss, and this is where it expands from, that Five of Pentacles energy. Okay, but Abby, if I say it, if I confront it, if I, do this, I might lose this. I might lose this person. I might lose this, like, situation. I might lose this opportunity if I point this out, if I stand up to it, if I say how I truly feel, if I expose my actual feelings. I might lose it. I might not get what I want. Like, I see what I want, but there's also something off about it. I think there's something to be said about listening to your intuition this week, because we do have a lot of water that came up, and then we have the Two of Swords that it's literally the only card that's upright, which means that this week really speaks to us listening to our intuition and also evaluating how we have been blocking it. So if there has been a situation, okay, that you know something's up with it, something's wrong, like your intuition is like, what do they mean when they said that? Like, what was that about? Like, I don't know, they're moving a little funny, but it's almost like there's a part of you that knows that if you pursue that, if you continue to go down that path, you might actually lose the whole situation itself. And that's just because the truth, actively will set you free, right? And so the Two of Swords speaks to a decision, a conscious decision. This is the only Swords card that we got in here, which means that our minds are kind of like trying to fight against seeing a way that, like, that's a positive way out. It almost seems like if we choose to confront it, if we choose to follow our gut, if we choose to follow our intuition, the whole entire game will be exposed, and then we fear to be left alone. So instead of us accepting that, maybe this thing needs to have a different ending, or it needs to be concluded, or accepting the way that it could end, there is this kind of like fear. So there's a holding on to, like, you know what, it wasn't that big of a deal, or let me not think about it, let me just focus on something else, let me distract myself. It's a little, I don't know, I'm telling y'all, people are going to be moving funny this week. People are going to be moving funny, and you're going to have to, like, if you want to bury down your gifts, if you want to bury down your intuition and say, you know what, I'm not going to listen to you, okay, they're moving funny, but I'm sure everything's okay, or I'm sure, they're going to tell me later, I'm sure of it, like, it'll be fine. Doing that is going to cause some problems. But if that's what that is the direction that you would like to continue in going to, it is your choice. It is your choice. I think that this particular week calls for us to not end Cancer season, okay? The whole entire season of listening to your emotions and your intuition. I think that ending it in a way where we're literally burning down our emotions to accommodate other people's malicious behavior, or to kind of give people a pass where they need to be confronted or called out. I think bearing that down and kind of doing a pass or whatever, it's not going to actually, it's gonna keep bothering you. It's gonna keep poking at you. It's not going to end up doing what it needs to do, because you already know. And I feel like this fear Sorry, that was Luna. Luna keeps trying to play with Pink, and Pink doesn't like playing with nobody except for us. But there's just like this fear, okay? And I feel like the fear itself is, whether you want it or not, it's gonna manifest in totality, even if you don't follow your intuition, because ultimately you already know the consequences. Sorry, babe, stop moving the thing because it's moving. It's like you already know the consequences of what it is if it all goes down sideways, and it feels like it's going to go down sideways, it looks like it's going to go down sideways, regardless of whether or not you want to like accept it or not. There's this energy of, if you don't listen to yourself, if the reason why your intuition is trying to signal you in the first place is to try to give you a kind of warning, like, hey, you know, this is an issue, hey, address this, hey, look, something weird's going on. If you choose to be ignorant, and if you choose to ignore, you know, what you yourself are telling yourself, what you yourself are speaking, and how your spirit is reacting, and it's almost like your spirit is like saying, oh, whoa, that was not, that's not for me. Your spirit itself knows that situation, that thing, it's starting to kind of separate from you, and so that fear kicks in of like, wait, what is the outcome? What is the outcome to this? How can this end up in a way that, you know, it's positive? Because it looks like if I confront this, I could lose the person. The possibility is there, but I mean, at this point, you're gonna have to ask yourself: is it worth it to not to like be fake? Is it worth it to continue, a kind of like, to continue to push a fake relationship, a fake narrative, a fake situation where you know something's off about it? It's just like, I'm just saying, I wouldn't go about it that way. I feel like protection work is very, very much needed for this week. Protection work is definitely 1000% needed for this week, and I think that we need to make sure that we are actively, at least at the minimum, praying and setting intention for protection before we leave the house. Because a lot of the time I feel like there's this kind of energy of, I don't know, when people start moving funny, I like to put myself in a position where I'm just kind of like, I take 2 steps back and I can see from the distance, right? I like to do it that way, because I feel like the second that you let yourself be in the middle, that's when you can get caught up in the crossfire. Like, I rather watch things from the sidelines, okay, and see how it all kind of ends up than kind of force it. I don't know if it's just me. Hold on, let me grab this card real quick. Ooh. Ah, okay. Ooh, okay, here we go. So, the first one, your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. I don't know. What is your inner guidance? Oh my God, your inner guidance, y'all. This is another case of Archangel Michael trolling the readings, because you guys know I was just talking about intuition and listening to yourself, and here we go. Your inner... Every week, the archangels be trolling me. Every single week. Every single week. Anyway, the prayer goes: please help me clearly hear, see, and feel and know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me, okay? For my own benefit and those around me. I cannot stress this enough. If you are actively not advocating for yourself, and if somebody is putting you in a situation where you yourself are not benefiting from that situation, then are they really keeping you in mind? Are they keeping you in mind? Are you a concern? Are you a concern? If somebody's putting you actively in the middle of a crossfire, how much do they care about you? How much do they care about you? How much do they care about your well-being? How much do they care to see that you are actually set up and you know, in a place where you are, that you're good, like that you can be counted on, that they can be counted on as well. I'm saying, if your intuition, as much as you want to fight it right now, if your intuition is telling you, hey, is signaling like, hey, something's up, something's wrong. Sorry, Luna's acting like she's like Superwoman. She's like running everywhere. If your intuition is telling you like, hey, something's up, okay? And it keeps irking you, it keeps bothering you, it keeps twisting like a knife inside of you, like, I know something's up, but if I take a step forward, I know I'm gonna find out, I know I'm gonna find something out, and I know I'm not gonna like it. I'm just saying, you already know what's going on. That's kind of the other thing about it. You already know what's going on. The next one, you created the situation, you have the power to change it. I swear, every week, you created the situation, okay? You created the situation, you have the power to change it. How did you create the situation? Well, first of all, you're acting like you're actively like ignorant. You're like, oh no, you cannot be none the wiser when you are actively the wiser. If you are put into a situation where you yourself know that, you know, you're making yourself, you're like putting yourself down, you're putting your abilities down, you're bending your abilities to try to make a person or almost like seem more likable, or seem more like they need to kind of be around you, or they need to still be in your life just because, you know, that, okay, yeah, they're moving a little bit funny, but they can still stay. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, you know, no, you know. Y'all been new. Okay, y'all been new. Y'all been literally avoiding this for quite some time. Okay, so you created the situation, you have the power to change it. You allowed this person to stay in your life for quite some time, you have the power to change it. The second you decide to protect yourself and keep that negativity out of your way, you know this person will get immediately moved out of your space. And you just know. I'm just saying. New beginnings and a fresh start. New beginnings and a fresh start. Why? Because some of you will have to confront this. And the prayer goes, thank you for bringing new opportunities and offering support, and for helping me release and heal the past. Fill me with trust as I experience these life changes. Because right now, as we move into Leo season, the energy itself is going to it's going to shift. This week, it's a really powerful week, and usually the weeks that that the sun starts moving into a different sign can be a little bit of a chaotic week. And this is why I said I hope that you guys have been in a good place. Sorry, hold on, let me fix that. I hit it by mistake. There we go. Boom. Hold on, I messed up the camera. 1 second. Ooh, there we go. Not that. Okay, boom, there you go. Anyway, the second that one of the signs is going to move into another, like the sun is going to move into a sign, that week, that little midway point, that cusp energy, that is a very chaotic week. It just ends up always being a little bit chaotic. It ends up being a bit, it feels almost out of place, or it feels like it almost feels like you were in that energy for a while, and all of a sudden the sun says, boop, on to the next thing. Like that, like a switch. It just happens instantaneously, and then you kind of have to calibrate. You have to kind of like feel it out and see how you want to navigate past that. And sometimes it can be very aggressive, the way that it moves from one to the other. And because we're going from Cancer season, which is all about emotions, to Leo season, which is all about our ego, y'all, I said this before and I'll say it again. Your ego is a self-preserving space, and it's a self-preserving kind of sense of energy for yourself. Your ego is always trying to self-preserve, and it's always trying to make you feel good. Our egos are actively always trying to make us feel like we are happy, that we are like good, like that we're in a safe space, that we are like in a pleasurable kind of state, because the ego always loves to just dive into their pleasures. So when we're stuck in this energy where we have been almost kind of like bringing ourselves down to someone else's level and not kind of acknowledging our power, our strength, when we go into Leo season, that energy starts kind of switching in, and then the confidence starts coming back. You can put your shoulders back a little bit more. There's this sense of like, oh, wait, I need to do something about this. This is bothering me. I'm going to admit it. It's bothering me. It's something that it's bothering me. So it really comes down to, how are you going to address it? How are you going to address it? If this has been going on for such a long time, okay, how are you going to react? How are you going to take back your strength? How are you going to do that? How are you going to choose to empower yourself and not push down your gifts to make somebody else comfortable? And really ask yourself, how have I been putting down my gifts to make other people comfortable? How have you? How have you been putting down your gifts to make other people comfortable? That is the question. What practices have you been doing? What have you been saying? What have you been saying? What have you been doing? How have you been making other people comfortable with treating you in a certain way? When was the last time that you stood up for yourself and said, I don't want to get treated like this, or I'm not okay with this, or this is not what I want, or you just can't say that kind of stuff to me, I don't appreciate it? When was the last time that you set a boundary? Divine guidance for this week. This week is a really good week to just do a lot of meditation practices in like small chunks, not like a steady meditate for like 2 hours or something like that. I mean, like, take 5 minutes of the day, whether it's in the morning or at night, and just do a really short meditation. Do a short meditation. Challenge yourself to do a short meditation and try to just instead of, fighting your thoughts of what's coming up, because, people a lot of the time tell you like, oh, you're gonna get a lot of thoughts when you're meditating. Instead of fighting it, just listen to what your mind is saying. Take 5 minutes, just relax, okay? Don't start visualizing anything. Don't tell yourself, oh, do this, start kind of doing that. No, close your eyes, take a couple of breaths, and just listen to the thoughts that are coming to your head. Actually listen to yourself. Actually just like, whatever comes up. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I forgot to do that. Oh, whatever it is, just keep letting them come, because your consciousness is you're going to catch things that actually need to be addressed. You're going to catch little kind of fragments of your thought process, your consciousness, that you yourself need to like say, wait, and then expand on that with your mind, actually diving in deeper with your mind, so you're not like just letting thoughts go by and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I did get that message. No, actually sit and listen to yourself, because I feel like there's a lot of messages that you would be surprised that you would be receiving during this time. We're also getting emerging from this week, because we're going from Cancer season to Leo season. There is like a kind of coming, literally you're coming from underneath the water, you're bursting that line, you're coming for a breath of fresh air, and then you're walking out of the ocean. That's literally the vision that I'm getting. That's what this week is going to feel like. It's like it's time to go home. It's time to kind of walk out now. It's time to move into the next energy itself. It's time to sit, get a little tan. Self-acceptance. That includes accepting your energy, accepting your guidance. Okay? Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Acceptance. In order for you to actually work through this energy, actually listen to yourself. Okay? Because right now it's not happening. But you have to accept what the things that you yourself are recognizing about your situation. You guys know, I break down this card for y'all all the time. The Two of Swords. What do you see back here? That's the moon. That's the moon right there. That's the moon. What do you see? You can't really see the moon if not only your back, your back is away from the water. The water, which is the intuitive body. Your back is sitting away from it. The moon is up here shining behind you, and you have the swords crossed like this. The swords which are They signify and they are connected to the mind. Okay, because the source are the mind, the consciousness. So you are consciously choosing to turn your back on your intuition. That is the symbology of this card. You are consciously, and not only that, you are sitting on that shit. You have been sitting on that shit. You have actively said, I'm going to take a seat. I'm going to take several seats. I'm going to sit here and choose not to pay attention to what I know to be true. I'm going to turn my back against my own intuition. I'm going to choose with my mind. I am making a decision, an executive decision that I am not going to, I'm not going to listen. I'm just not going to do it. And I'm going to turn my back to my whole entire intuition and close. What do you see right here? Closing the eyes. The eyes, which are the windows to the what? I'm saying there is a self-acceptance that needs to come out of this week. That is the point. The point is for you to accept what is true, what you know feels wrong. If your energy, if your spirit is telling you, screaming at you, whispering to you, saying, yo, there's something off about this, yo, you need to say something, or just giving you like that you feel it in your gut. And I want you guys to understand this. There's no surprise that you're feeling it in your gut, because your gut is connected to Leo. Leo energy, the sun's energy, rules your stomach. Okay, this is why it relates to you, not only how the sun gives you energy, right? And we have our energy during the daytime because we charge up during the night, but also how we feed ourselves. We fuel our stomach, so then we have energy to make moves, not to sit on our ass and let shit pass by. Okay, I don't want to hear no damn excuses. Okay, I want you guys to actively put in the work so you can actually see. So you can actually see. Because what is the point? What is the point? What is the point if you know something? And you know what the crazy thing is? You know what the crazy thing is? There are people who actively choose not to listen to themselves and will book readings. Will try to go talk to someone or whatever and be like, hey, I don't know what's going on. Something weird keeps happening. I don't know. I get the feeling. And they always say this. I get the feeling that why are you coming to me? You know what's going on. You know what's going on. You know. You actively know. You actively know. Your intuition is already speaking to you. You need to accept that certain things are what they are, even if they take from your moments of happiness, or that's it, that moment where you have to accept that maybe that thing, it's not necessarily going to be what it is that, you know, the outcome is not going to be what you wanted it to be in the long term, in a longer kind of term with the Four of Pentacles. If it's something that ultimately is going to cause you to feel like you are lacking, okay, or like you lost something by confronting it, that doesn't change the fact that you need to accept yourself. That doesn't change the fact that you know what's going on, and you know what your truth is, and something you really have to sit within your truth, because it doesn't change anything. You can convince yourself for whatever it is that you want to convince yourself in life, but the situations themselves will not change. You can feed yourself whatever, you know, story you want. Your gut will always advocate for your highest and greatest good, and it will always choose to warn you in the long run. So when you're not paying attention to what your gut is telling you, what your intuition is screaming at you, you're going to end up in situations where your highest and greatest good are not going to be the cause of concern. You're going to be put in situations where you're not going to be able to benefit from those situations, because nobody is concerned about your benefit, because you yourself are not advocating for your benefit. So then why would anybody else choose to care when that's not the energy you're choosing to have around you? You have to really think about what you are doing, what you are advocating for when you're walking into these rooms, into these spaces, and what you're choosing to allow around you, even if you love that thing. okay, or that person or the situation or the whatever it is, you have to be very mindful of what you're walking into, because that's what you're consenting to experience. I talk about spiritual consent a lot. You guys know. I will let you know what it is. And it comes up in readings a lot. Like, I'll have readings with people, and they'll ask me questions about their spirits, their ancestors and stuff like that. And they'll ask me like, hey, why didn't they help me in this situation? Like, this happened, and why didn't they help me? And I'm like, well, did you tell them to? Did you consent for them to do that? Did you consent for them to do that? No? Well, why would you think that they could just break your consent, your choice of not wanting help, of not stating that that's what you want? Why would you think that they would break that just to still go out of their way to do it? You gotta consent to shit, y'all. You gotta consent to shit. There are spirits out there, 1000%, that will override your consent and that will abuse your consent. And we already know what kind of spirits those are. But when it comes to working with your ancestors, working with your guides, working with your spirits that you have a built relationship with, if you don't actively tell them how to work with you, if you don't have that relationship where you're like, oh, this is what I'm working on, can you help me with this? I need you to help me with it. If you don't actively work together, what's going to happen is that you're going to get caught up in a situation where you're not getting what you need, because you're not consenting to being advocated for. So it's all about you actively choosing to consent to having that spiritual guidance, consent to having spirit help you, consent to having your ancestors be present, consent to actually listen to your intuition, and to be warned about certain things, to be warned about when people are moving funny, when people are or when you're in a situation that is not for your benefit, even if it pays your bills. A situation, you could be in a whole situation that pays your bills, but the people around that are not for your benefit, are not thinking about you, or are gonna end up putting you in a situation where you are benefiting less than everybody else. And so why would you consent to having that shit around you is my question. That is my question. I want to know, why would you consent to have that around you? Why wouldn't you confront that? If you yourself know something is off, if you yourself know that your intuition is speaking to you, and it's speaking and saying, hey, you know what, don't trust this person. Hey, you know what, you need to say something about that. That was wrong. They shouldn't have never said that. Or, you know what, this is just a situation that you're using me, and I'm not, there's no reciprocal relationship. Being able to say that is advocating for yourself. Being able to say that is you putting yourself first. You saying, you know what, I am first and foremost, I am my own spirit. I am grounded and anchored down in this physical form, but I need to make sure that I have the right people around me. I need to make sure that the places that I walk into that are for my highest and greatest benefit, that I'm not just walking into a war zone and getting caught up in the middle just because I am consenting and I'm walking in there in the first place. The rooms that you walk in, the places you choose to walk in, without protection, without stating it, without saying anything, you're putting yourself in a situation where it could be dangerous.
Go to bed.
It could be dangerous, not only for your spirit, but ultimately for your future. You need to advocate for yourself. You need to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success. If you are not setting yourself up for success, then who's going to set you up for success? Who's going to make that choice? Who's making that choice? If you're not consenting to be set up for success, who is going to put you there? The people need to know, and by the people, I mean me. I'm just saying. Collectively, what do we need to know for this week? What is coming up? What do we need to know for this week? What do we need to know for this week? Y'all, half the deck just got cut in half. Okay. The first one. This is so funny. Become the true you. Y'all, I don't be talking for no reason. Y'all know I don't be talking for no reason. Show the world who you really are and what you were born to do. Become the true you. That includes when you have to tell somebody to fuck the hell off. That includes when you like, you know what, I'm tired. This is what we're not about to do. Like, that includes you, again, advocating for yourself. I'm telling you, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The next one. Sign from heaven. Sign from heaven. Because I do feel like we are being very much guided during this time. Your loved ones in spirit are waving hello and giving you reassurance that you will be all right. And that's really the thing about it. This week is one of those things where we're going to feel, there's going to be a moment that feels like we're losing, or we are like, oh, like it just, we're losing something. We're losing a moment. We're losing like a grasp on something. But there are some things that are meant to happen, and we need to accept those things for what they are. We're also getting let go of anxiety. Let go of anxiety. Calm your nerves and you'll be able to hear the voice of your angels. Let go of anxiety. And this one's lavender. Lavender. So I'm telling you, I'll say it again. The energy is gonna, when the sun is moving from one to the other, the energy can feel a little bit like you're getting yanked. It's like pulling a band-aid. So, you know, try to keep yourself as calm and relaxed during the week, especially when the sun is going to move into Leo, so that way you don't just feel like this energy. It's the best way that I could explain what going into Leo season feels like from like the beginning, the first day, is kind of like, I don't know if you guys watch the Marvel movies, but it's kind of like when in the second movie that I really didn't like, the Age of Ultron one, where Thor takes his hammer, he like jumps on to give Vision like enough electricity to kind of come alive, and he just like takes the hammer and just pulls all of the damn electricity down and just like supercharges him. That's kind of what it's gonna feel like a little bit on a collective way. But so just try your best to kind of relax, keep yourself calm. Keep yourself calm. Try to ease into it. Don't rush. Don't rush, because there's going to be a lot of running once you get into Leo season. So just try to take it easy. The other one is financial healing. Financial healing. And it says your money struggles are a thing of the past. Be open to all avenues of receiving and you'll be provided for in every way. Leo season, let me tell you, y'all, Leo season is absolutely one of the best times to do financial money like work when it comes to, you know, money spells, money drawing, business, like calling in more money or something like that for business and stuff like that, because Leo energy is all about kind of shining. It's like the sun, like it's like a light, or like you know, shining a light on something, or you know, like let's say a venue is like getting lit from the outside so you can see the sign or something like that. That's what Leo season feels like. It feels like this kind of like signal to others, like, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. That's what it feels like. So there tends to be a lot of things that starts to flow in, because things start getting attracted to that light. That includes your own personal light. So you start kind of like bringing things in closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And so it's really, really easy to manifest financial healing and do some financial healing, call in more money during Leo season. Really, really great time. Cancer season is great for working and building your intuitive gifts, but Leo season, it's because Leos rule pleasure, because Leos rule feeling good. Again, the ego wants to feel good. It wants to get dressed up, it wants to be hyped, it wants to go out, it wants to do, like the fifth house, when you look at it astrologically, y'all, fifth house is the house of pleasure. It's about feeling good. You know what will make you feel good? Having some extra money in your account, not being anxious, you know, like all of the things, all of the messages that are coming through. It's like, it's about making you feel good, because that's what the energy is going to push us towards. Once the Cancer season moves into, like the sun moves into Leo, it's all about feeling good, y'all. This is why I never had a bad Leo season in my life, because Leo season is all about feeling good. And because it's in my first house, you guys know I'm a Leo rising, so I be out here. But it's all about feeling good. It's all about like shining. It's all about like having fun. It's all about enjoying like the summer. It's like the height of the summer. And so in order for you to do that, you have to kind of like start letting yourself be a little bit more. It's like this is why people say Leos wear their hearts on their sleeves, because they're always just like open. They're always just like this, their heart is just like, I just want to, like, let's go, let's have fun, let's do this. And so it's a really, really fun time, and you can do a lot with that energy. You can do a lot, you can manifest a lot with that energy, and you can grow so much with that energy as well. I feel like once you start, you know, getting really comfortable with Leo season, if you have your own business, or if you have like a side thing, or if you have your own job or anything like that, this is a great time to do any crown of success work. It's a great time to do any like promotion work. Like, let's say you wanted to get a promotion, Leo season is a time to be seen. Like, it's a time for people to pay attention to you. So, you know, you can do all of that kind of work when it comes to spell work and really focus on attraction. You could do glamour magic work during Leo season. Leo season is a great time to actually say, you know what, I want people to be attracted to me. I want to attract the people, my people. I want people to come through. I want people to, you know, want to, you know, partake in my business. I want people to love my business. I want, you know, whatever it is, whatever the intention is, this is a great time to do glamour magic work. And I'll try to do more videos on that, not only for YouTube but for TikTok, because I know that, and then I'll put it on, you know, Instagram as well, because I know you guys, like, I feel like I've been slacking on IG lately, but I'm trying to get back to it. But this is gonna be a time where we need to do more firework. So I'll try to do more like Leo and a lot of that energy content, and I'll try to do a glamour magic series, so you guys can kind of tap into your own glamour magic throughout Leo season, and we can kind of work with that energy, because I feel like it's needed. I feel like it's needed, y'all, for sure. Let me look at some of these comments, because it's not the same on this thing. Hold on. Live chat, there we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, wait. It's like I can't see all of them on YouTube. I'm sorry, y'all. But hello, everyone. I'm so glad that everybody's here. Thank you for your info. It really helps me see what I've been feeling drawn to. You are welcome. Thank you. That sounds fun. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that glamour magic series. I think that it would be beneficial to everyone, because I do feel like people need to learn how to use Leo energy to the best, because you could honestly do so much with it. I feel like you could do so much with it. So I am not good at handling conflict, and this has me concerned, because I'm afraid it's about my dad. Listen, it's really, this is the other thing about Leo season. Leos are all about strength, right? Even when you look at it in the tarot, it's all about strength, and it's all about maintaining your strength, and that includes when you have to stand up for yourself. And so it's really about, again, it comes down to spiritual consent as far as what it is that you want to do and how you want to handle it. If you want to address it and you want to say, hey, you know what, this is where I stand with that, then that's what it is. I know that when it comes to the older generations, they tend to be really hard to kind of navigate and, you know, work with a little bit when it comes to like even healing or setting boundaries and stuff like that. I can tell you, even like with my own personal dad, like the boundaries 1000%, because, you know, there are some parents, from the older generations, that are just very, very thick-headed. Like, they do not want to accept anything else to be true other than what they perceive. So it can be hard to work with people who are older than you sometimes, but it's still important to like still set your boundaries, because ultimately it's part of your like protecting yourself in the long run. Wait, I saw this one comment on here. Hold on, it's harder for me to see everything. Glamour magic is most definitely needed. Yeah, I will definitely be doing some glamour magic content. I promise. I think, wait, hold on. Leo season is in my 8th house, so it's all about purging. 1000%. You already know. I think you can see that our comments, we're just listening. It's kind of, for some reason on the screen it goes like this sometimes. It'd be a little bit weird, so I try to kind of hold it a little bit so I can actually read what you guys are saying. But yeah, I will definitely do some glamour magic content. I do think that it's important to kind of, you know, teach y'all how to do some glamour magic and how to work it for your own benefit. It is a combination of a lot of things, but it, hilariously enough, the energy that rules glamour is Pisces. Okay, so Pisces and Neptune rule illusions, and that's why it's part of glamour magic. So we will definitely cover glamour magic as well. So we'll do some things for sure. But yeah, y'all, so that was the weekly healing circle for this week. I will try to get the thing situated so I can actually break down the chart and everything. So I'm sorry that I didn't get to do that with the, because I only got 3 screens right now instead of 4. But yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I hope that you guys got the messages that you needed, and I will see you guys in the other videos that are hopefully uploading tonight. Anyway, bye y'all. Bye y'all, have a good night. Bye. Thank you guys for all the love. Bye y'all.